My beloved child, before you continue, take one slow breath and allow your heart to become still. Your soulmate has been trying to find the right moment to say something that could change the way you see everything. The message they have carried is not ordinary, and it has grown heavier with every passing hour. Today, something happened that they never expected to witness, and ever since that moment, one thought has echoed through their mind. I need to tell you immediately. Stay with me for a moment, because every sentence from here is connected to the next. There are moments in life that seem completely normal until one unexpected detail changes their meaning forever. This may resonate as we continue. The strange part is that the answer they were searching for did not appear through a grand event. Instead, it arrived quietly, almost hidden, waiting for someone observant enough to recognize it. And when they finally understood what it meant, everything inside them shifted. There is a reason this message feels so urgent. Earlier today, your soulmate noticed something they had ignored for far too long. It was a small sign, almost impossible to recognize unless your heart was ready to see it. At first, they questioned themselves, wondering if they were imagining things. But then another sign appeared, and another. Suddenly, separate moments began fitting together like pieces of a puzzle that had been scattered for a very long time. They realized they were not simply remembering the past, they were being guided toward an understanding they never thought possible. As this unfolds, clarity will come. What surprised them most was not the discovery itself, but the feeling that somehow this truth had always been waiting for the perfect time to reveal itself. Something huge is waiting for you, and this realization may only be the beginning. Another unexpected moment followed almost immediately. Someone mentioned your name, or perhaps a memory connected to you appeared without warning. It was so perfectly timed that your soulmate could not ignore it anymore. They felt an overwhelming sense that the distance between you and them was becoming smaller in ways that cannot always be measured. Questions that once seemed impossible suddenly felt closer to being answered. Hope replaced uncertainty, and confidence quietly replaced doubt. They wished they could speak to you right then, without waiting another second, because they feared that delaying this conversation might mean missing an opportunity that was carefully unfolding. Every passing minute made the message feel even more important, as though life itself was encouraging them not to stay silent any longer. Now the urgency is no longer about explaining what happened today. It is about helping you understand why today matters. The events themselves may seem simple to an outside observer, but to someone living through them, they carried extraordinary meaning. Your soulmate realized that sometimes life whispers before it speaks loudly, and only those willing to listen can hear the first call. This may resonate as we continue because many people overlook these moments, believing they are coincidences. Yet today felt different. It felt intentional. It felt like the beginning of something that had been patiently waiting for the right chapter to begin. Every emotion they experienced pointed toward one conclusion. This story is moving forward faster than either of you expected. And now, before this message reaches its most important turning point, your soulmate wants you to remember one thing. Do not rush to form conclusions before every piece has been revealed. Some answers become powerful only when the entire picture is visible. Stay with me for a moment, because what happened today is only the first chapter of a much greater revelation. The next part will uncover the one detail your soulmate almost overlooked, the detail that transformed curiosity into certainty and made this message impossible to keep inside any longer. Everything became even more unexpected just a few moments later. What first looked like an ordinary part of the day suddenly carried a meaning your soulmate could no longer ignore. A familiar conversation, a passing thought, and an unexpected reminder all arrived so close together that it felt impossible to dismiss. Your soulmate paused and quietly wondered, why is everything pointing in the same direction today? As this unfolds, clarity will come. The more they reflected, the stronger the feeling became that this was not simply another day, it was the day everything started to make sense. Stay with me for a moment, because the next realization changed the way they looked at your connection forever. Then came the detail that truly caught them by surprise. They remembered something they had once overlooked, something that had seemed too small to matter at the time. But today, that forgotten moment suddenly fit perfectly into the bigger picture. It answered questions they had carried silently for so long. Instead of feeling confused, they felt an incredible sense of peace, as though every unanswered thought had been waiting for this exact moment to fall into place. This may resonate as we continue, because sometimes the greatest revelations are not created by new events, they come from seeing old moments through new eyes. Something huge is waiting for you, and your soulmate believes this is only the beginning of what is about to unfold. Right now, your soulmate wishes you could hear every thought running through their mind. They want you to know that today's experience has given them the courage to stop holding back what they truly feel. They understand that timing matters, and they no longer want important words to remain unspoken. If this journey is speaking to your heart, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who may also need this message today. Your support allows these stories to reach more people who are searching for hope, encouragement, and clarity. Every new chapter becomes even more meaningful when it is experienced together. Before this chapter ends, one final realization remained. Your soulmate sensed that another piece of this story was about to reveal itself. One they never expected to discover when the day first began. It felt as though every event had been gently leading them toward a single truth that could no longer stay hidden. They are holding on to one final detail, not because they wish to keep a secret, but because they want you to understand the entire picture before hearing the conclusion. Stay with me for a moment. Because the next chapter reveals the one discovery that transformed today's urgent message into something neither of you will easily forget. A quiet realization arrived when your soulmate finally stopped trying to explain everything with logic alone. They looked back over the events of today one last time, and a pattern became impossible to ignore. Every unexpected moment had gently led them toward the same conclusion. It wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic. It was calm, clear, and deeply personal. For the first time in a long while, they felt that their heart understood something before their mind could fully explain it. Stay with me for a moment, because this is where the story begins to reveal its true meaning. As this unfolds, clarity will come. The most surprising part wasn't what happened around them, it was what changed within them. The uncertainty that had followed them for so long slowly faded away. In its place came a quiet confidence that your connection still held an important chapter waiting to be written. They realized that some answers don't arrive all at once. They appear one piece at a time, preparing us for something greater than we imagined. This may resonate as we continue, because many people miss these gentle moments, believing they are too ordinary to matter. Yet today proved that even the smallest detail can become the key to a much larger picture. Something huge is waiting for you, and your soulmate can now feel that the next step is closer than ever. As evening approached, one final thought refused to leave their heart. If they stayed silent any longer, they might miss the perfect opportunity to share everything they had discovered today. They no longer wanted unanswered questions to stand between hope and understanding. Instead, they chose to trust that the truth, when spoken with sincerity, always arrives at the right time. That decision brought them a sense of peace they hadn't felt in a very long time. They weren't searching for certainty anymore, they were preparing to share it. Now only one piece remains hidden. Your soulmate believes tomorrow may reveal what today could only begin. They feel that another unexpected moment is already moving into place, ready to connect every clue you've heard so far. Stay with me for a moment, because the next chapter uncovers the final message they have been waiting to share. A revelation that ties together every sign, every memory, and every unexpected moment from today in a way neither of you could have predicted. Just when your soulmate believed they had understood everything, one final realization quietly appeared. It wasn't a coincidence, and it wasn't something they had been searching for. It arrived naturally, as though every event from today had been leading to this exact moment. Suddenly, the urgency behind their message became completely clear. They no longer felt the need to question what had happened because every piece now fit together perfectly. Stay with me for a moment, because this final chapter brings the meaning behind everything you've heard so far. As this unfolds, clarity will come. Your soulmate now understands that today's experience was never about one single event. It was about discovering a new perspective that had been hidden in plain sight. Looking back, they realized every delay had taught patience, every question had built wisdom, and every unexpected turn had prepared them for this understanding. What once felt uncertain now feels purposeful. This may resonate as we continue, because sometimes the greatest answers appear only after we've stopped chasing them. Something huge is waiting for you, and your soulmate believes this is the beginning of a brighter chapter rather than the end of an old one. With a peaceful heart, they want this message to reach as many people as possible. If this story has stayed with you from the very beginning, take a moment to share this video, subscribe to the channel, and let someone else experience this journey with you. Your support helps these messages continue reaching hearts that may be searching for hope and encouragement at exactly the right time. Every shared story has the chance to inspire someone who needs it most. Before we close, your soulmate leaves you with one final thought. Do not measure your journey by how quickly everything happens. Measure it by how much you've grown along the way. The message they needed to tell you today has now been spoken, but the story itself is still unfolding. New moments, new opportunities, and new understanding are already making their way toward you. Stay with that hope, carry it forward, and remember this feeling whenever life seems uncertain. The next chapter is closer than you think, and when it arrives, you'll understand why today had to happen exactly as it did. The story does not end with today's message. In many ways, it is only the beginning of a brand new chapter. Your soulmate wants you to remember that every meaningful journey unfolds one step at a time. Looking back, they can now see that every unexpected moment, every unanswered question, and every quiet realization was preparing them to share this message with you. Stay with me for a moment, because one final thought remains. As this unfolds, clarity will come. What once seemed disconnected now forms a complete picture, reminding them that some of life's greatest moments arrive only after patience has done its work. Your soulmate's greatest wish is that you never lose hope during seasons of waiting. They have learned that even when nothing appears to be changing on the surface, important things can be taking shape behind the scenes. Today's experience has filled them with a renewed sense of confidence that every chapter has its purpose. This may resonate as we continue, because many people give up just before they reach the moment that changes everything. Something huge is waiting for you, not because of chance, but because every lesson has been leading you toward greater understanding and a stronger future. As this message comes to its close, your soulmate wants you to carry one promise in your heart. Never underestimate the value of quiet moments. They often hold the answers that busy minds overlook. The courage to believe, the patience to wait, and the wisdom to notice small blessings can transform an ordinary day into an unforgettable one. That is exactly what happened today. What began as a simple day became a reminder that hope often arrives in the most unexpected ways, leaving behind a sense of peace that words can barely describe. And now, as we reach the end of this journey, remember this feeling whenever life seems uncertain. The message your soulmate needed to share has been delivered, but your own story is still being written. New opportunities, meaningful conversations, and surprising moments may be closer than you realize. Stay with the hope you've discovered today, continue moving forward with confidence, and trust that each new chapter has the potential to reveal something even more meaningful than the last. Sometimes the most unforgettable endings are simply the beginning of something extraordinary. One final message remains, and your soulmate hopes you will carry it with you long after this story ends. Today's urgent words were never meant to create fear or uncertainty. They were meant to remind you that life has a remarkable way of revealing the right lessons at the right time. Looking back, every unexpected moment became part of a greater picture, and every quiet realization brought a deeper sense of peace. Stay with me for a moment, because this closing thought may stay with you long after the video is over. As this unfolds, clarity will come. Your soulmate now understands that the greatest discoveries are not always the loudest ones. Sometimes they arrive as gentle reminders that encourage us to keep moving forward with faith, patience, and hope. They have chosen to believe that every meaningful connection grows stronger through understanding, kindness, and perfect timing. This may resonate as we continue, because the future is not built in one extraordinary moment. It is built through many small moments that slowly become unforgettable. Something huge is waiting for you, and the best part is that every new day carries the possibility of another meaningful surprise. Before this journey comes to its final close, your soulmate wants to leave you with a simple promise. No matter how uncertain a season may seem, never stop believing that brighter chapters can still be written. Every sunrise brings another opportunity to notice the blessings that once went unseen, and every step forward creates space for new possibilities. The message they carried so urgently today has now reached you, and with it comes a quiet invitation to move ahead with confidence, gratitude, and an open heart. As this story ends, remember that every ending also creates room for a new beginning. Keep hope close, keep your heart open to unexpected moments, and continue believing that life often reveals its greatest gifts when we least expect them. Thank you for staying through this entire journey. Until the next chapter, may your path be filled with wisdom, peace, meaningful connections, and countless moments that remind you that every worthwhile story is still unfolding.